Alright guys, we're going to be going over page 175. So find the common denominator for 2/3 and 2/5, then solve the problem. So we have to list the multiples of 3 and 5. I'm going to use my graph paper to do that. And if you're doing the same, you need to show me your graph paper when I check. So count by 3s, 3, 6, 9, 12. 15, 18, count by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20. What do we have that's the same? 15. So my common denominator is 15. So now I need to think about equivalent fractions. 3 times what is 15? Well, that's 5. What you do to the denominator, you do to the numerator. So 2/3 is the same as 10/15. I'm going to write that here so I forget. 2/3, don't forget. 2/3 equals 10/15. And then I have 2/5. Now I need to change that so my denominator is 15. 5 times what is 15? 5 times 3 is 15. What you do to the numerator is the same thing you do to the denominator. 3 times 2 is 6. Now I have 2/5. And it's equivalent to 6/15. And now we're just substitute and solve. It's always important we keep our work with us so that we can show that we didn't just copy the video. So I have 16/15, and I know 16/15 is improper, and that would be 1 and 1/15. Now here, same thing, substitute and solve. 10/15 minus 6/15 is 4/15. A carpenter is making one shelf that is 37 5/10 centimeters long and another that is 54 7/10 centimeters long. How much wood does she need? Well, this would be an addition problem because we have these two shelves and we're adding them together. 37 is really close to 40 and 54 is really close to 55. So if I were to add those up, I would get 95 centimeters, so about 95 centimeters. Make sure when you add, you line up your decimal and your place values. Bring down that decimal. So how many centimeters of wood do they need? They need 92 and 2/10 centimeters of wood, which is very close to our estimate of 95. Which of the following show 318 and 999 thousandths in expanded form? Circle all that apply. 3 is in the hundreds, 1 in the tens, 8 in the ones, 9 in the tenths, 9 in the hundredths, 9 in the thousandths. Well, that all matches up. 3 in the hundredths, 1 in the tenths, 8 in the ones, 9 in the tenths, 9 in the hundredths, 9 in the thousandths. Well, that works too. 300, which is correct because the 3's in the hundredths place. 1 in the tens place, 8 in the ones place, 9. That's saying that there's a not. Nope, that does not work. Now 3 in the hundred, very good. 1 in the tens, 8 in the ones, 9 tenths, very good. 9 hundredths, 9 thousandths. Round each decimal to the nearest hundredth. So here's my hundredths place. I'm going to underline all of those or highlight them, whatever works for you. And if it's 4 or less, I'm going to let it rest. 5 or more, I will change the number or let it soar. So behind the 9 is a 3. So that means the 9 stays the same as well as the digit in front. So I have 79 hundredths there. I have 3 and 125 thousandths. What's behind the hundredths place is a 5. 5 or more, let it soar. So the 2 would become a 3. So this should be 3 and 13 hundredths. Now I have 813 and 473 thousandths. The 3 is behind the 7 or behind the hundredths place, so that's 4 or less, let it rest. Okay. And our final one, 6 and 97 thousandths. The 9 is in the hundredths place. Behind there is a 7. So that will make the 9 soar, which would make it 10. So that adds a 1 in the tenths place and a 0 in the hundredths place. Chow and 3 friends made $217 mowing lawns. How much did each friend get when they split the money evenly? Write your answer as a mixed number. Well, this is tricky because it says Chow and 3 friends, so it's really 4. So I have $217 and I'm splitting it with 4 people. How much does each person get? Would be M for money. I'm going to turn my page so I can divide. If you are not turning your page and you're doing this on another piece of paper, make sure you keep your work with your book. So 4 can't go into 2, but 4 can go into 21. 4 times 6 is 24, so that's too much. 4 times 5 is just right with 20. Bring down, or subtract, then bring down the 7. 4 goes into 17, 4 times. It says report as a mixed number, which would be leave your remainder as a fraction. So 1 for my numerator and 4 for my denominator. So each person would get $54.25 or $54.25 is what that would come out to. So 54 1/4. Estimate 302 multiplied by 57. So this is 300 times 60. 3 times 6 is 18. Tack on 3 zeros. Now, at this point in the year, if we're still struggling with multiplication, it's so important that you're asking us for help. Don't forget to regroup. 7 times 0 is 0 plus this 1. 3 times 7 is 21. There we go there. Placeholder, because this 5 is worth 50. 5 times 2 is 10. Placeholder again. 5 times 0 is 0, plus 1 is 1. 3 times 5 is 15. Then add them up. So my answer is 17,214, which is really close to my estimate of 18.